Never. I had to pause and think about what I'm about to say, the words that are about to leave my lips. Never did I think this season, after what we've seen, did I believe that I would come on here and say that the defense saved the day. Look, I get that Miami's offense finally got it together in the fourth quarter and put up 22 points, but you do have to give the defense some credit. They got stop after stop in this game. Mish Powell had a pick six, and at the end of the day, they held Wake Forest to only 7 points. They put up 14. One of those was early in the first quarter. And I thought, oh no, right? We all did. Let's be honest. We said, here comes that slow mesh nonsense. Claiborne, their running back, is a dog. Here we go. We just gave up a touchdown. Why can't we have nice things? And then they shut them out after that. Their only other touchdown was off of the special teams play where they returned the kick for a touchdown, which was Claiborne. More on Claiborne in a bit because he ended up fumbling at one point and giving Miami great field position. But I have to clap it up for the defense. I have to. There are still obvious issues, but I'm not going to nitpick too much. It doesn't forgive all the other stuff. Look, it doesn't. But they did their thing in this game. I honestly, overall, really cannot complain. 5 sacks. We had been missing that. That was also very nice to see. I mean, heck, they limited Wake Forest to under 100 passing and under 100 rushing. I mean, look, I know we were holding our breaths in the first half. It was like Miami hit 20 points and they just hit a wall. It's like they couldn't get anything going after that. The third quarter was 0 for both teams, no scores. But then they turned up. The offense was off for the first half of the game, third quarter included, first 3 quarters of the game. Cam was off once again. Can we agree? I was so frustrated on that second and goal. It was early on in the game when Miami could have went up and extended the lead. And Cam, he held the ball too long. He had Fletcher open. Fletcher loves contact. He would have caught the ball, probably ran through the defender, went into the end zone. Cam himself could have taken off, probably taken it into the end zone, but instead he holds the ball too long. We end up not scoring there. Then on the next down, we get a touchdown, but instead we get yet another offensive pass interference. It comes back, and then Andy ends up on a 4th and goal because we don't get it on the 3rd and goal. Andy has to put in a 40-yarder, and thankfully he does. But I know I'm jumping all over the place in this one. I have a lot of emotions, so I'm bouncing. I'm doing good, then I'm doing bad. Let's settle in. Let's settle in here for a second. I did not think Miami would cover the spread. I said this spread is massive. Are we being for real here after what the defense has been doing this season? 25 points? There's no way. I had Miami winning by 18. So I was confident in a Miami win, this 18-point win, 42-24. We nailed the 42, but I gave 10 more to Wake Forest, held them to 14. I'll take it. Miami does cover. In fact, they win by more than 25. They win by 28. So you love to see that. That's when I say, hey, I was wrong. I said Miami could not win by that much, and they did. And I'm very, very thankful that they did. Jordan freaking Lyle in that 4th quarter. I started screaming, RB1! RB1, that's my guy, the freshman. Would you believe this guy's a freshman? Realistically, I love Fletcher, right? And if it's a Fletcher-Lyle combo, if that's what we're talking about in 2025, I'm getting ahead of myself, but Lyle is a monster, man. He had the touchdown. That's 16.4 yards per carry. Had a 61-yard run. I mean, love that dude. Love that dude. Going to be, hopefully, an absolute beast. But, man, Miami 10-1, you really can't complain. It's this weird, odd feeling because the Georgia Tech letdown was the game, which is super disappointing. I still stand by what I said, which is winning is better than losing. You coach to win, you play to win. I don't think Miami needed the loss. I don't think that has anything to do with why they beat Wake Forest this week. I think they could have played just as well, beat Georgia Tech, and then still played and beat Wake Forest. It is what it is. But I can't really complain about a double-digit win season when you think about the fact that Mario Cristobal's first season was 5 wins. So he's doubled that in year 3, and there's still more football to be played. So Wake Forest showed that is the plan. That is the plan for teams, right? Is they want to keep the ball out of Miami's offense. Why did I say that so weird? They don't want Miami's offense to have the ball. All right. So it is 4 down territory for most of the game. And Wake Forest did go for it multiple times on 4th down, 4 times to be specific. And Miami's defense only let them convert 2 of those. On 3rd downs as well, man, they were 4 of 14. I cannot say enough good things about Miami's defense in this game. Again, there were still issues. There were still some problems. But given what we've seen this season, how can I really dive in and be super upset with them and nitpick a ton when they only let Wake Forest score 1 touchdown? You know, I really, like I said, I just can't be super upset about it. Final regular season game at Hard Rock. Xavier Restrepo, I know he was taking it in at the end of the game. Super emotional for him. Cam Ward gave some kid his cleats and was signing some things and stuff, so you love to see that. Thank goodness this Miami team goes out with a bang at home. 42-14. Ward 27 of 38 for 280, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. They hold him to under 300 again. I know a lot of people said, hey, Heisman talk's out of the question. Man, that's never been what the end goal is here. Like, obviously, we'll campaign for our guy. You know, that's a family member. That's our quarterback. We will push for it. But the end goal is ACC championship, then CFP, potential shot at a national championship, and all of that is still on the table. I know we're saying, man, it's Syracuse and throwing the football, and what about when they played one of these teams in the CFP? I agree. I'm right there with you. But they beat Wake Forest. Now the focus shifts to Syracuse, and hopefully the defense can carry some of this momentum. Because, man, I just kept shaking my head at that offense, though, in the early portion of the game. We need another complete game from this team. Kind of like what we saw against Florida. It really feels like there's not been a full, complete game. You need the offense firing on all cylinders, quarter 1. Defense firing on all cylinders, quarter 1, right? More takeaways, more sacks throughout the game, just like we saw in this one. Because, like I said, that slow mesh thing scared me. I thought our guys were going to be lost in the sauce, and they were a few times. But overall, when their quarterback goes 8 of 14 for 86 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, bro, you give me those numbers. If you would have told me that earlier this week, I would have said, sign me up. And I think everybody else would say the same thing. Martinez ran hard when he did have the ball. 6 carries for 63 yards. Fletcher the same. 6 for 55. That's almost 10 yards per carry. Now, some people are saying, what did A.J. Allen do? They're saying, hey, what did this guy do to get put in football jail? I don't know. But Jordan Lyle impressed me, so I'm not super worried about it. I hate to give props to another team, but Wake Forest, that punter, good grief, man. Miami, they could not get good field position. That punter continued to pin Miami inside the 10, inside the 5, and Miami, again, bad time to have a rough day offensively in the first 3 quarters because driving the length of the field with the way they were playing, it was tough. But Miami ends up getting a couple of breaks. We talked about Claiborne, their running back. He took that one to the house, but then he ended up fumbling at one point. Gives Miami great field position, and Miami is finally able to take advantage of that. We have them pinned deep at one point. Miami has the ball at like the 40-yard line. Great field position again. Guess what? They score. And I don't want to hear none of that nonsense. There were people in my live stream. What a classless team. How disrespectful. We have this conversation multiple times every single season. It is not disrespectful to score a touchdown on a football team. It is their job to stop you from scoring. If there is 1 second left in the 4th quarter and my team is up 50, there's a good chance I'm putting it in the end zone. All right? I'm that guy. Put on the gas. I don't care. So I do not want to hear it. Don't want to hear it at all. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, you'd be laughing. You'd be pointing and laughing at Miami. But we do have to have a conversation. Do I bring this up in this video? Because this is a celebratory video. Like, we're allowed to say, hey, Miami bounced back. They won this week. They were averaging, 45 points per game. 42. They're back in the 40s after the 23 against Georgia Tech. I'm super happy, excited. I'll take it. I don't want to focus on negativity, but there were a lot of people. Let me set the phone down. Hold up. Because I got real heated with this conversation. Look, Cam Ward is still holding on to the ball too long at times. It is an issue. I made the statement and said that I feel like sometimes maybe there's no excuse. No excuse. I want to preface it with that. None. But I feel like maybe at times, since the defense had been struggling so much and putting them in bad positions, it forced him to feel like he needed to play hero ball more. And by hero ball, I just mean looking for the deep shot, not taking the check downs, not just running when he's able to, trying to make more happen when he really doesn't always need to, and he continued to do that at times in this game. He was a little off. And I said, hey, maybe he feels like he needs to do that because the defense, has been putting the team in a bind. Well, they didn't do that today. And Cam Ward continued to do that at times. But then, though, here's the thing. I said no excuses. You have to be better. Nobody is excluded from constructive criticism. It applies to Cam just like it does any guy on the defense or any other guy on offense, right? And a bunch of people started spamming Cam Ward is trash. And not just, look, I know, Coop, that's the trolls. No. I'm talking some longtime viewers that I know are diehard Canes fans. And they said, bro, we messed up. Like, Cam Ward is straight trash. And I said, excuse me? Huh? And they said, yeah, man, this is just unbelievable. Miami can't put up any points. It's all on Cam Ward. And I'm like, again, not excluded from criticism. But Miami is now 10-1. Are you telling me that Miami is 10-1 with Tyler Van Dyke or heck even Emory? And that's no shot at Emory. Maybe they could be. I don't know. This really is a pointless conversation. It is. But I can't believe that you talk about a guy who Miami is number one in so many categories offensively, in yards, I think in passing yards per game. At one point it was third down conversions, fourth down conversions. Like, it's not been perfect. But with the way he plays, I'll take some of the bad to get some of those good flashy plays. Like, it was after he did that little shuttle pass thing, right? He's trying to do too much and Wake Forest picks it off. Yes, that's frustrating. I was mad. I said, Cam, take a chill pill. Just settle down, right? But then people said, bro, this dude's trash. And I'm like, reacting in the moment, I agree with. That's what those streams are. Those streams are reacting in the moment. And I always have to tell people, they say, Coop, you were just mad 5 seconds ago. And I said, yeah, because we were playing bad, doing bad things. Then, hey, if we get a pick six, I'm excited. Then I throw up my hands and I cheer. And I'm like, more of that right there. But to say Cam Ward is trash when this team is 10-1, he's had his shortcomings. He's had his issues and things that he needs to work on. But I would not trade Cam Ward for anybody right now. And I'm talking about actual possible. Like I said that, and people said, well, I would take Shedeur over Cam. Bro, this is not fantasy football. I'm talking about maybe other guys that were in the portal or other guys that could be on the roster that could play. I take Cam Ward every time. And I know there's some bad that comes along with it. I know there's some things that he's got to work on to be better at, and I still take it. If Miami could play a complete game, bro, offensively and defensively, this team would be unstoppable. And you could say that, for a lot of teams, right? But there are times where Miami's this close to doing it. If you take the way they played on defense in this game, and if the offense played the whole game like they did in the fourth quarter, bro, this game is this is 60 plus points to 14. Early. They don't have to wait till the fourth quarter explosion with the 22 points. It would have been ugly. We might have seen some second and third team guys playing. If they can get it all together and do that for 4 quarters, man, it'd be something else. But we've really kind of yet to see that, minus maybe one game, maybe the Florida game, right? So I don't expect that, but they did enough. Offense did enough, right? Right? We flipped it. Offense did just enough late in the game to run away with it and make this thing look like a blowout. 42-14. Just remember, this is instant reaction, so it's not like a super deep dive. It's fresh. I'm sure I'm missing some things. I'm sure I forgot some things. I was frustrated when Cam missed that pass to Arroyo where, was behind him. Maybe you could argue it was catchable. Still probably was, but it threw, it went behind him. Jacoby George missed him by like a step on that deep ball. Could have been a touchdown. But it showed, wore down Wake Forest. Really just ground and pound, successfully running the ball late. The penalties, man, got to be less. Literally, Wake Forest had 3 penalties for 15 yards. Miami, 7 for 65. Going the wrong way, pushing the ball back on, crucial down and distance and making it tougher to convert. You just can't have that. But 500 total yards of offense, 280 through the air, 228 rushing, pretty balanced. Jacoby George led with 91. Arroyo had 79. And as I said, 5 sacks. 5 sacks. Basaint had 1. Powell had 1. Bain had 1. Moten had 1. Mesidor had 1. You hold them to 1. There were some times where the O-line, I was kind of like, is this the same O-line? Like, Malinois brothers were killing us on both sides at one point early in this game. Not in a good way. I said, whoa, like, what's going on here? But, man, 10-1, 42-14. Cover the spread. ACC championship game still in play. CFP still in play. Got to take care of Syracuse. But I'm content. I know we're cautiously optimistic at times. I know it's like, hey, look at what we did in this one. Let's keep this going defensively. But offense then has to clean it up. Man, it's another win. It's another week. It's another win. And here's the great news. Florida beat Ole Miss today. And guess what? College football math. Miami beat Florida. So Miami got 2 wins today. They beat Wake Forest and Ole Miss. That's a big W. That's a big W. 42-14, 2 wins today, 10-1. I'll take it.